Many of us have to take classes, and sometimes we are scary about taking the class. Sometimes we do not know how to take an effective class, and at other times we are so over enthusiastic about taking a class of the students. Friends, it's a matter of art. Taking a class is a matter of art. Now, the very first, so I will tell you some 10 key points how to take an effective class. I myself have been taking classes for a pretty long time and have been interacting with students many a times. So I just let you know the 10 key points which one must keep in mind for taking an effective class. The very first thing that when you are taking the class for the first time, you are introducing with a new batch of students. So the very first day, introduce yourself, tell things about yourself, your strength, your weaknesses, your hobbies, and also try to know the background of the students, their hobbies, and their interests. This introductory class then makes you acquaint with the type of students you are going to deal with. Then the second key point is know your subject thoroughly. If you are not aware of the subject, if you are not well versed with the subject you are going to teach, then maybe your class will not be effective. So read thoroughly, make key points, and while going for the class, if you are not dealing with the digital classes, then you can just note down some key points on a piece of paper and then start taking your class instead of making big notes and then dictating them to students. That is very boring for the students. Then it's also very interesting to know that morning classes are very good both for the teacher and for the student as well. But the classes during the mid of the day are the ones that are most boring both for the teacher and for the students as well. Students have come up after their lunch, and the teacher as well has come after the lunch. So many a times the students will be having a nap in the mid of the class, or maybe the teacher is also having a nap in the class. As a teacher, it's important that you have a very friendly behavior. That is the third key point. You should be friendly with the students, and you should not never discriminate the students between based on caste, creed, location, society, sex, age, something. As a teacher, you are supposed not to pay attention to any of these. Then when you are teaching a subject, maybe if you are taking a class using a LCD projector, then you have mentioned some things, you have pasted some pictures, you have also hosted some videos that will be very interesting for the students, and then you should be well versed with the latest developments. Students are very advanced these days. Before going to the class, or maybe sometimes during the class, they are just using their mobiles and knowing about the latest development. So you should be well versed with what is going on around in the subject, and you should be aware of all the latest developments. Then your voice should be loud, or you can use a loudspeaker if your voice is not loud enough, because the boy sitting in the end, he should hear what you are saying. That one which is sitting in the end, he should be able to hear what you are telling. If he is not able to hear, then many a times he will lose interest. So your voice should be loud enough so that the last boy should be able, boy or girl or maybe any student, should be able to listen to what you are narrating. Then take breaks in between. If you are continuously speaking and speaking and speaking, narrating the story just like a storyteller, then maybe the students would lose interest. So take breaks in between. You may use these breaks by narrating some other stories or jokes or some tidbits or maybe the daily events, and then start the subject again. Because if you don't take a break, you have a class of 60 minutes, and listening to anybody continuously for 60 minutes is really very tough task. Even if I am sitting on in the class to listen to somebody for 60 minutes, it's really very tough. So take breaks in between, and these breaks would revive the interest in the students. Then try to inculcate the habit of reading, maybe by online, maybe by any means in the students. It has been said in an old saying that a normal teacher he teaches, a average teacher he dictates, and a good teacher he demonstrates, and an excellent teacher he inculcates. You should try to inculcate the habit of reading amongst the students so that they go on reading and go on start learning. And you should also encourage them to ask questions in between. And sometimes some students ask questions, the answer to which is not known to you. You straightforwardly admit that, dear, I don't know about it right now. I will let you know. I will go through it and let you know in a later class or at a later time. Just bluffing the students based on giving hypothetical answers would create a bad impression for you and for the subject as well. So if you do not know answer to some question, you can straightforward admit that you will try to answer this question at a later time. And then change attention. Look towards the audience. This is true for deliberating a lecture, for a debate competition also. Look at the last man. Look at the last man, but with a vacant eyes. Don't see what Rajiv is doing or what Sumant is doing. So look at the last man, but with vacant eyes, and change attention in between. Sometimes you look towards the board, at other times you look towards the students, and at other times you may just walk across the pathway of the classroom so that the attention is changed. Then strict to the time frame. If your class is to start at 10, you should be there at 10. Maybe the students are coming 10 minutes late or 20 minutes late. Don't bother about them. But you should be always in time and stick to the time frame. If your class is for 60 minutes, don't take it for 2 hours. But then the students will get bored very badly. Then be friendly with the students. Last but not the least, be friendly with the students. Don't try to impose your position on them, and be friendly with them. Try to help them to learn the subject you are supposed to teach. Hope these 10 tips will help you in effective classroom teaching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.